thank you. Stunna. It's not a problem, bro. You guys didn't hear that, but Stunna, he literally loves hosting, Vince. He wanted to take the show away from us, but damn it, Trace, get out of here. This is our show now. Actually, I think it's Furia's show. That was a hell of a showing on Inferno, and unfortunately for they got whooped on their very own map choice. So what comes next on Mirage, we're not quite certain, Vince, but I think it's time we buckle in. Everybody put on your seatbelt and hang on for dear life, because it's about to get rocky.
What an intro that was. You ever thought about voice acting, Scrawny?
Well, you know, if casting falls through, I'm working on it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I'm down. I'm definitely down to listen to that. But yeah, I mean, this is Furia's show. There's no doubting that. And yeah, they have a point to prove. I don't think they're just playing anymore for the potential win. I think they're playing for pride here, Scrawny. I'm going to be honest. You've just been battered 16-2 on your choice of map. What do you have to show for it? Are you going to come back and make this at least competitive? Are you going to crumble again? These are questions that, are going to want to answer as emphatically as possible, but they're going to have to deal with a Furia push into window early on. Yuri does trade out RCF, who did get a kill into Art just before falling, but now A site is right for the taking, and Case Dorado's P250 is going to work. Yuri comes in with his own block, and it's just gone horribly wrong for Gaming. They got the first kill in this round, but everything else falling into place for the T's.
Yeah, I think, like best 2 out of 3 pistol rounds, guys. Can we roll this one back? Because it wasn't looking bad until it suddenly did. I mean, those headshots came in rapid succession. Ooh, and now Furia in full control of the start of this T side. So I don't think they're going to let off the gas pedal whatsoever. I'm very curious to see whether Henny continues to be near invincible. And I think that, let's play it by Maui Snake's expectations. Let's hope can get themselves 12 rounds across the series. They had 2 on Inferno, cutting it close. But double digits is all they need to hit that mark, Vince. Yuri just stampeding through the windowsill. Case Dorado with the head tap at a distance. A Glock wouldn't have given them that. P250 T-side pistol round, mwah, a thing of beauty.
I just love the aggression again. It's just ruthless. Like, if this is Art showing respect, I don't even want to imagine if he doesn't respect the team he's against. Like, what kind of shenanigans are we going to see? Like, just a 5-man push with Zeus's? Like, where does it end, Art? Where does the carnage end?
Not far from where it begins, I think. And this one starts in mid. IDK doing damage with the Deagle. Not able to double down on a second kill, however, as Henny quells the threat. And Art trying to sniff out these corners. Finds Tadazin only to fall to his comrade and Fastzin. And a 3v3 ensues. Scout still on RCF. But Quesarado, cheeky. He's gone ahead and snuck out the A site. He knows there was a player towards jungle. And if he doesn't see anything else in CT, then that's the only defensive player left over here. He'd be right in assuming so. But that assumption not confirmed just yet. Fastzin's Deagle back in position. Maybe at the right moment, but no, he gets caught by Yuri, already extending out from Palace as that bomb comes over. An A site has crumbled beneath the feet of Gaming.
Yeah, crumbled again. And there is enough reason to save these 2 guns. You're not going to have a buy in the next round. You got 2 pieces of Kevlar, a Scout, Deagle. Maybe RCF can retrieve one of these fallen pistols and drop it to a teammate in the next round. But it is going to be Furia off to another 2-0. And it was really such a devastating first map that I feel like it's important for Gaming to get themselves back into winning ways as soon as possible. Demau taking some damage in the meanwhile, nearly drops, but just about holds on to his Deagle. And Furia going through the paces, really. It doesn't seem like they've really broken a sweat to me, Scrawny. Like, this has just been about as comfortable as you could really ask for.
Yep. I would mirror all that. I think Furia are fine. And I think that one of the reasons that they aren't breaking a sweat, one of the reasons they don't have to worry or even be nervous in any regard is because think about the level of respect that maybe not we got inside, or maybe we didn't get inside the server, but we got inside of the interview. You know, coming into this match, Art was not sleeping on their opponents. And the best way to just utterly smash and dismantle underdog challengers like this is to walk into the match as if this is an EG, a Liquid, an MIBR, whatever it may be. You know, that top caliber of opponent. Present yourself, You know, dress for the job you want, not the one you've got. And FURIA, well, they're doing a hell of a job. No matter where they head, Yuri, he blows up his own teammate. But what's left of the CT still should not ever be enough. The little saving grace is we've seen nice deagle plays from Dumao, and he hits one now. A chance at a second as Henny runs him down. But it's Henny still standing yet once more. 3 kills, 0 deaths so far here on Mirage.
Yeah, and you can add that to the, I think he finished on, what, 22, 23 kills for very, very few deaths in the first map. It was over quick, but he still put in those frags were accounted. But here we go. Yeah, Gaming, they're rolling the dice. They're going to try their best to see what works out with these double orbs. It does mean Dumao and RCF have no grenades between the two of them, no kits collectively, but the first kill alleviating the pressure that begins to swell, begins to mount, and Fastin, he's not content with one, he wants more, but that puts him into an awkward position and he gets punished as a result. A 2v2 in terms of frags, and now FURIA are coming out worse for wear when it comes to damage. Both Henny and Yuri will be wincing in pain as they limp around the map.
They fall silent as they get closer to that A site, which is, luckily for the one of which they have stacked. One of 2 of the ops, of course, here in position. IDK a bit wary of connector, but it's just a straight up split. 2 palace, 1 ramp. Ramp player may just stay for the post plant if needed. Lots of utility here for FURIA, Molotovs included, so you'd think IDK's position gets burnt, but oh, he gets the bomb delivered on a silver platter. RCF looking to splatter, maybe another T here, looking to take back that man advantage, but the double sniper setup seems to be working so far. Yuri, 34 health, knows where one op's at and has an inkling as to the other. Smoke goes down. That's going to give him a bomb plant, unless he lines it up through smoke or the CT player makes a move, but he walks into that smoke gap and Dumao clamps down. We've got Gaming on the board with at least 1.
Yeah, an excellent round for those 2 orbs, both staying alive, both chipping in for frags. My only concern in terms of Gaming printing out more of these results is it was off the back of aggression through middle. And I'm not sure that FURIA are going to allow you to get comfortable in those positions going forward. So yes, you've got yourselves a bit of a foundation to build off, but is it going to be built on rocky ground? RCF going for that peak as will Dumao. There is a smoke in his eyes, goes for the no-scope and falls back, which is certainly the correct decision when you consider there's a MAC-10 and flashbangs about to rip into him. Gets the 1 kill, can fall back. RCF holding the line from short, going to be turning attention to the fight and gets a second. And again, for the second consecutive round, it's the 2 ops doing all the work. Heavy tag, and 2 kills come in back to back. The op has got everything. All 5 kills, 3 to RCF, 2 to Dumao.
Well, if you ever need evidence of the double op setup being worth its weight in gold, it's this round here. RCF just keeping himself on a swivel, spinning like some sort of turret, and then getting back behind Arch in order to finish off the round. And the result of that, not only doubling up the score, not matching the score of what they got across the entire map pick, Vince, but now it's just pistols. So we have Gaming in a very real position to maybe, I don't want to jinx it, but they could take a lead off of this early momentum. Art, he's got other ideas. He gets that deagle headshot through the edge of the wall. Henny with a Glock just blows RCF's brains out all over mid-window. Dumao now trying to get closer, but he has to use that USP or op up close. And Henny gets his hands on the big green.
I just can't believe that Henny's had the audacity and been able to get away with getting a kill with a Glock into window. It's a position they've consistently been aggressive with. This crossfire should spell the end of FURIA's push. 2 players get sprawled out into the open. Case Dorado poleaxed by the AWP, and now Henny and Yuri, good flashbang, solid flash into the eyes of Yuri, couldn't see a single thing, and that leaves Henny in a 1v3. He does have a bit of time to play with, but keeping in mind he would like to hold on to this AWP if possible. But of course, FURIA are an aggressive bunch of players. He goes for the peak, he will be punished, and Gaming, fair play to you, respect. They bounce back with 3 of their own.
I got nervous, Vince. I said the jinx, and then suddenly you saw it start to slip, not to mention, even after those first 2 kills, how many bullets from Dumao by B-Abs before he finally connected a shot? You know, he had like 2 or 3 sitters, and it was the 4th or 5th bullet that finally hits the mark. It was enough in the end, but you can see him getting flustered. You can see that panic setting in. As you know, all of FURIA is sprinting straight at you, and that's enough to make any man crumble under pressure. He holds the line, and we are right back into the action because, of course, this pace, this tempo does not stop. IDK trying to line up a second player through that side smoke. Tadazin getting a headshot of his own, but it's Vinny with the double. Through that jungle smoke, he claws this back to the even keel. But Bomb's back in spawn, and RCF, he's been found through Ticket Booth. Another wallbang kill that pushes the pressure back onto this Opper. Dumao tucked into jungle. Knowing K-Serato's on site could very well bring that bomb over, as they have no idea where this CT is at. You can see Vinny even contemplating the possibility of the CT being on him. So maybe Dumao gets the kill before the bomb comes over. Maybe he buys time and can just throw himself into the post plant. But K-Serato, he is right there, hiding behind the firebox. Oh, this is tense. He's going to be inside a sandwich, but he gets spotted. Had he just been able to tuck into cover, then maybe Vinny runs in. But Vince, he is caught in their trap, snagged and skinned, and it's FURIA with yet another round.
They have broken that 3-streak curse. I will say, though, and you did touch on this before about Dumao missing a few sitters and getting flustered. RCF missed a fairly straightforward shot there, which would have put it in a 2v1 in favor of Yeah Gaming. So you're starting to see these little cracks develop underneath Yeah. Maybe a bit of pressure, maybe the situation getting the better of them. But they are struggling 1-to-1 in terms of trades, though. Early on, Grenade going to do significant damage to Henny, puts him in headshot range of the likes of the M4 and the FAMAS. And they do have an AWP alongside it. RCF, you feel like is going to have to be a big part of this round if they're going to pick it off. Perhaps not. I think nice. The FAMAS of all weapons comes in with 2. And now Yuri on 20 HP is joined alongside K-Serato in a 2v4.
There we go. That's the kind of round. That's what you're looking for. We saw this on Inferno, Vince. Very similar situation where they won a round they had no business taking. And if they can do it here again, where they're going to put themselves back in a tied position with the favor of a CT side Mirage, they're keeping themselves in it. You know, I think starting off strong on Mirage is absolutely something they need to just mentally rebound from that 16-2 ass whooping. You can walk back into Mirage. You know, they had their little rally cry in between maps. They walked away from their computers, refreshed, came back, and they had a glimpse, a hope, a future. FURIA looked to still take that away here in round number 8. 35 seconds, bomb at the base of connector. K-Serato's found room to work, but there's the deagle of Dumao. Deadly as ever. Oh, a second. He shuts that one down, keeping 4 players up, and that does great things for the economy of Yeah.
Oh, it's massive. Not only does it allow them to pick up more weapons, you can see an AK and a couple of M4s traded hands there, but additionally, now their money starts to spike up a little bit. They were on the very real possibility of being into an eco had they have lost that round, or even in that 2v4. If FURIA could have took a couple players down with them, you'd be looking at a really bad buy here. Probably a couple pistols, maybe MP9, like a couple more FAMASs. But as it stands, it's FURIA that are force buying. It's FURIA that have the 2 Deags, the CZ, the MAC-10, and the Galil. And they're the ones that are struggling and gasping for air. They're going to be looking to try and apply that Heimlich maneuver over on the A site, where there's 2 players waiting for them, one of which is Tadazin, who's made his efforts known, spraying in from Sandwich, but he gets gobbled down by K-Serato. Smoke in the eyes of the AWP, putting more pressure on the ninja position of Fastin, who's now going to get pressed in from the MAC-10. There's a slight gap in that smoke, and IDK nearly making the most of that. Grenade may finish off what he started, or perhaps not. Art's still alive, and still alive enough to take down RCF in the process. It's a post plant, and IDK and Dumao have got to try and pull off a miracle. They line up though for IDK, and there's going to be a team kill on Vinny. Oh dearie me, FURIA now 1v2, and Yuri's gone down. How did they pull that one off?
I'm not sure. I don't know how they pulled off the retake win. I don't know how FURIA pulled off the bomb plant to begin with. They had those smokes over towards jungle. You saw the gap that was looking to be punished on stairs, but it really, really did depend on that ninja player. You know, his position was just tucked. It was just the pistols that he had to work against. But this action here by Dumao coming over, shutting down the ticket play. I believe it's RCF who's going for USPS smoke spam. I'm sorry, bro, but if you're spamming smoke with a USP and Art is alive on the other side, he is going to rip your head off. And he did exactly that. He sees this and just knows that he can strike in that moment. If there's no Dumao back behind RCF, maybe he doesn't spam. The trade frag was still successful. The retake still shines through, and Yeah Gaming take their lead off of the back of that. But you've got to minimize mistakes, or Furia will strangle you out of this lead. Art's found timing. Art's found a great position as he tries to walk by Murder Hole. It's caught by Dumao, but he flicks over for the headshot, and now he's tucked into the corner. Fastin's gonna come clear it, but Art one step further. They didn't expect him in the cubby. He thought he was still further back, and that one AK, the raid boss in Art, just jumps through the windowsill of mid and takes back a round that Furia had no business winning. But will they still win it? That remains to be seen. 4v3 to the favor of Furia here in this post plant, but Tadison, he eats a flash alongside IDK. That's further damage done, and with these guns on the line, Vince, surely they should save. Seems like they're going to keep getting closer in trade, but Tadison, have you had enough yet?
Yeah, I think especially as Tatizon's taken so much damage, he's down to 11. This is where they've got to pull the plug. They had
collateral.
RCF. That's going to hurt. You look at the economy of Furia, yes, they did by and large hold off barring Art, but that is going to hurt their funds coming further down the line. You can see Art's down at 4.1k, so they're in that position now of losing 4 players, where if they do concede this round, they're into a potential eco themselves off the back of that shot. But I just love Art's play, man. He knows he's a win condition. He knows he's got to get more than 1 kill, considering the rest of his team have pistols and Kevlar, and they have a lack of utility. So the only way they can burst out onto the site is if he runs interference, if he is that real nuisance, that pain in the backside. And man, did he live up to that, man.
And he does that. You know, that's the beauty of it all. I think that's why you never sleep on Furia's rounds, just regardless of any sort of a buy. You know, they came into the A site with just pistols, one previous, nearly worked out for them. Still a post-plant position. This time, Art, that single AK, he knows that he has to do it all, and so he makes a play where he can take it all, and he does it, of course. This time around, we've got buys on each side. It's not perfect, but it's not going well either for Yeah. Art, he's been able to slip into the side of Connector, caught out by IDK. He can't quite finish the kill, and that's going to cost RCF. He's still able to take one with the op before he drops, but Tadison in a terrible position. He's going to get mollied out, tries to bring Yuri with him, but that all gets shut down. 2 CTs trying to save. Deagle denied. Art, he doesn't want to hide. He's just trying to fight them all, Vince, and he's going to have to kick the bucket. IDK, hands on the AK, walks away as Furia find their 6th.
Yeah, again, I think Art realized that his life was worth it, and that potential possibility of taking the last player down with him. He knows it's going to be an eco. He knows that, yeah, gaming's economy is going to be completely broken and in shambles. So denying any weapon, denying the Kevlar or utility was certainly a worthwhile endeavor. Hasn't worked out, but Furia still will take this round and regain the lead. But I got to say, I've got a lot of respect here for how Yeah Gaming have bounced back. After losing 16-2 and going 0-3 down, I think a lot of people out there are rolling their eyes and thinking, here we go again. But Yeah Gaming, they've dug in deep. However, with that being said, if we move from optimism to maybe a bit more realism, Furia now have a fast track to a phenomenal half. If they make no mistakes, they could be getting 8 or 9 rounds fairly easily.
Yep. But there's, you know, even in this most recent round, there's win conditions nearly nabbed by the side of Yeah. You know, almost catching Art as he comes out of Connector with just 20 health left as he takes your player out from under Palace. If that CT survives, there's a real chance. So, minute mistakes being made and certainly being punished, but that's what Furia does. They come into this one with the single AK on IDK. And of course, the Zeus makes its highly anticipated appearance. Dumao almost the first out of the round, and Fastin takes damage through smoke. They'll find this B site completely clear for the taking, a 7-5 lead inevitable for Furia, and a CT side that maybe has a bit more to give. Time will tell.
Oh yes, you have to feel this next round.
Do it.
He's finally got it.
Do it.
There.
Oh! Art's just sitting, you know, it's not very often that the guys of Yeah will have a chance to Zeus the likes of Art. Something that has to be their inspiration, you know? And so you got to cheer for the likelihood of it. But of course, Que Serato ruins all the fun.
IDK going to hold on to his AK-47, which would certainly be a solid take out of this round, especially if RCF can hold on to his as well. That's really going to bolster up their buy. Into the next one, IDK, though, maybe being a bit overzealous with that peak. RCF's gone down, so one of the two AKs has fallen and make that both. Now, of course, they can still buy, but when you consider there's a bunch of players here below 4.5k, we're going to be either skimping on firepower or grenades or kits. So those two saved AKs would have been huge, not just for the additional firepower the AK has over the M4, but also utility. This is going to catch up with EA Gaming.
No ops here for the CTs, but back in with rifles aplenty. Art wastes no time. Posting that scope up over towards jungle, hope somebody walks into the crosshair, and there's a chance for it with two men in connector. If they fall back to the A site, they could get roasted. All the while, Tadazin, minimal cover. Now he's been spotted. There's that peek from the connector men, and it works fantastically. They come off the mid setup. Now it's on to Yuri. He gets himself a headshot, but it is still the man advantage hanging on for Yeah.
Art missed a bit of a sitter there from his own high standards and caliber, so he'll be disappointed with that outcome. But they're not out of this round just yet. Vinny and Yuri, collectively, not a huge amount of HP between the two of them, but Yuri carves off the head of Fastin and carves a path to potential carnage on A. Now the two teams pushing in. The smoke's not ideal, but Vinny's aim on point. And he, on a 1v1 up against Dumao, and the spray is good. 9 HP remaining. Doesn't matter. A minimal margin, but Furia getting 8.
Damn, Vinny. That's when you need him. You know, as much as you want to watch Art just... Ooh. Nice kill. Every time Art seems, you know, to throw himself into the start of the rounds, I love Vinny in the post plants. You know, again, a very collected player. Very calm, very cool. Even when things are going very well for Furia, he doesn't let those emotions kind of wash over him. Well, not until the job's done, Vince. That to me is like Vinny's mantra. Not until the job's done. And he does it well. It's going to be difficult for Yeah to do anything too well here in the 14th because it's just the Deagles across the board. P250 for RCF, no utility. And all, of course, this leading to that 15th round bye. So feels like 6 will be the best case scenario unless they pull one out of thin air. But it's not going well until IDK rattles a deed shot between the eyes of Art. Now Tadazin, he's found a close position here, and if the T's get their attention drawn closer towards Cat than Connector, then maybe he still finds the best of one or two. Henny's offering his back. That could be big. But Tadazin decides to buy time. Smoke just flies by. And this guy, so patient. Dumao's now in position. They could just straight up go for the 3 versus 3 fight here in mid, and they catch one by surprise. That's bomb drop. These other two T's stagger stepping. IDK with a Deeg and Tadazin finishing it off. A round they had no business winning. Give it up. Yeah, woo! The crowd goes wild.
Judging by that screenshot, more like the crowd goes mild. They're kind of chilling. Like, oh, I suppose this is like the Furia mentality, right?
Yeah.
Cool, calm, collected. Kind of goes back to that point that you were talking about in Inferno, that maybe this is a better fit for a player like Henny. Maybe he needs to be tempered a little bit more when it comes to having calm, collected players around him. The likes of Art does strike me as someone that's pretty chill. Not going to let his emotions get the better of him. And speaking of the man, he gets tagged down and finished off from RCF. Not for the first time, Art goes down first, playing very aggressively. This is part of his playstyle. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. Dumao with the spray, gets 2 and survives on 3 HP, lives to tell the tale. Yeah, Gaming have a real shot at getting an 8-7 half, but Vinny again in the clutch is a nightmare, is a monster. And you've got to check under the bed for him. And as fast in, he's having a look. He's found the bomb. Oh, this is brutal for Furia. But Vinny's got another one.
Ooh, they're offering him openings. with a minute on the clock fast, and he's sitting on bomb. Henny, he's going to walk right into it, unsuspecting. So it's all on Vinny. Ace or nothing. Clutch or kick. He's done well to find timing on the first two. Now he gets it on the third as well. Vince, there is time. And the beauty of this is it's not as though the economy matters because it's the 15th and final round. He's going to get blindsided by Catwalk. Dumao shuts it down with a 3K to close the first half. Yeah, Gaming will not have a lead after they finish on the CT side, but they sure as shit have a chance. Join us after the break for the second half of Map 2. The first map's first half was a total blowout. And this time on Mirage, it couldn't be any closer. Vince, yeah, Gaming closed that gap. They closed down the distance between them and FURIA on that CT side. But they have a challenge ahead. The offensive half of Mirage is now what we look forward to. Heavy up towards apps to start this. The pistol, it's coming quick.
Oh, hot and heavy and fast. Art is going to be holding the line. Good flashbang. Cost in from the CT's perspective, actually. I thought that was from the CT's, but it was actually a team flash. That's gone horribly wrong for Gaming. At least they have somewhat salvaged that with Fasting on the Glock. But now Vinny, Case Serato, going to be joining the troops. And Case Serato lays down the law with a double USP killing spree. Tanner's in, last man standing, stuck behind the van. He's living on borrowed time. He's about to get collected, and Vinny just whipped out the knife. So at least he's been saved that embarrassment, but FURIA do pick up the second pistol and continue in winning ways.
Yes, sir. Art underneath the windowsill, tapping away at what he can. Vinny, oh man, the guy's in the sky. Give him a chance. And Case Serato, of course, again, just that Viper in the grass. Waits, strikes perfectly on the double, and shuts down any hope for that this was going to be an easy endeavor. You closed the gap before the first half came to a close, but now they know it's still an uphill battle. Art, USP, despite winning pistol, just chilling on his cash, investing it wisely, looking to double up. Meanwhile, just a couple of P250s for of course, holding off while they can. What sort of an opening could they possibly hope for? You'd think not much. Penny, he may be walking into the Dragon's Lair, but no, it's just one pistol back there. And even then, he doesn't chance it. So FURIA, they don't want to throw away what could be an easy start. But if you look at the damage, somehow it's starting to seriously stack up against the CT side. Art, he's barely alive, and Tadazin's going to kill him, giving his back over to Vinny for a chance for FURIA to clamber back in. He tries to maintain the spray, but the gun goes dry, and a 3v2 is what we're left with.
I'm somewhat speechless. I can't quite believe what I'm watching here. Yeah, Gaming had so little invested into this round, and yet as it stands, it could go their way. Now, they still have Cacerado, one of the best Brazilian players to deal with, and Henny, albeit on low HP. The two CTs are isolated from one another. Dumas is going to be picking up that M4, jumping in towards the catwalk side of B short. Cacerado, you can see him back and forth, not sure where these adversaries will be rummaging their way into. Now he's heard footsteps. Now he knows that Van's about to be pushed from. That's the bomb that goes down with it. He holds the line. He holds in position. 10 seconds to go. Second frag for Cacerado, and RCF is nowhere to be seen. He should be able to take down Henny. He will. So this is going to be a costly round. And keep in mind that Gaming, even without a bomb plant, because of the lack of investment, can get a buy. So FURIA's purchase is going to be far inferior to Gaming's coming up in round 18.
Yeah, the only asterisk we put on that situation is RCF survives and still sits on $2,000. So he'll be relegated down to the P250. But with the MP9 of Cacerado, you're right, Vince. It's a near even balance. Lackluster utility, a single kit on Yuri, and already, wow, IDK out from A ramp. Thought Yuri was going to get a chance to kill, but it's the Opper instead that will. And a little bit of chip damage off of the nade puts Dumau to 63. Yuri, he gets the flashbang he needed to help out. And just like that, a 5v3 set to unfold here. Fast in, mollied back. That's audio confirmation. RCF, little to risk, goes for the M4, picks up a gun, and now suddenly he is that much more of a threat. Art gives chase. His reward is bomb. And a 5v2 is all that we're left with.
Yeah, it seems like the juicy bonus on top of that reward is going to be the round additionally. Fast in, though, is going to at least put them a little bit more anxiously against the wall, and Tadazin comes in with a second. Things starting to get a little bit more interesting now, as Gaming still need to retrieve the bomb. Time, 45 seconds. They have a little bit to play with. They don't have to charge straight in. Yuri's position, perfectly poised to fend off the push from Palace, and now FURIA take an 11-7 lead. And I was crunching the numbers, Scrawny, going through into the second half. Here's an interesting start for you. So Gaming, they trailed at 7-8. Yet in terms of overall frags, Gaming had 54 kills. FURIA had 46. So they had less kills, but more rounds.
You can't explain that. It's like magnets. There's just no real answer. Yeah, now you're scratching your head, second guessing everything you think you know. Well, what do you know? Fasten is still deadly with his deagle. Another round where it'd be way too easy to just write off Gaming. They've given us a reason to believe in these sorts of buys. Let's see if they can swing it big this time yet again. RCF, he could put his head on bench, but Vinny may as well pop it. They could boost underneath the windowsill and not give him any visual, but of course, we do still have Cacerado floating outside the murder hole. They can take window all they want. It's where do they go from there, and how do they get anywhere with such little tools to work with?
I suppose the mind-blowing thing for FURIA is they have to be looking over their shoulder. They know they've almost conceded a round very similar to this. In actual fact, last time there were no Kevlars. They didn't have an early pick. There wasn't an MP9 in play for the T's. So FURIA, even in these rounds where you expect them to run away with it, they're taking casualties, and maybe that's part of the reason why. And coming into that second half, Yeah Gaming did have more kills and less rounds, but K-Serato finds the M4, plucks out 2 kills, and with it the round likely will be following. I mean, RCF doesn't really have a hope in hell's chance against Vinny, who was perfectly placed, and that continues the win streak on this CT side. It is now 4 unanswered rounds for FURIA.
Yeah, Gaming are getting close to the Maui Snake parameters of 12 rounds across the series. Okay, 2 on Inferno, 7 here. We haven't talked about it for a while, Vince, but that means they're 3 away. 3 away from maybe meeting expectations. You know, the rest of this group is kind of open, with the likes of Team 1 and Cloud9 being the other 2 opponents they may face. They're trying against the biggest of bosses, first and foremost, and they're giving us something to talk about on Mirage, but Art has other ideas. He wants this one done with. Yuri, committed to his position, had to go for the fight and finds the headshot versus Fastin. This leaves the T's to scramble. They're split, but still heading in the same direction. Just a gap that exists between them. Bomb carrier in the back, and Doom out, hopeful that he can crack open B bomb site. What lies in wait ahead is K-Serato, yet again, just tucked back behind these bench positions. A patient player at times, he'll do what he has to solo hold this bomb site. There is a chance that Art comes over to lend a helping hand. K-Serato knows he has to keep his head in 2 directions, and now that sniper's here. Easy pickup, excellent trade frag, and Dumau now has to pick up that bomb. Molotov clears under Van. He gives his back to bench for the time being. He knows somebody has to be close. Now it's on K-Serato. He pops up from the side of the cover and kills him. Headshot immediate. Art with the 3-piece this round, and a 13-7 round count still favors FURIA.
Oh, K-Serato is just playing a survivor game right now, constantly on the B side, last bastion of hope, last line of defense. It's not flashy plays, but it's very effective and very efficient, and he's been a big part of why the CT side has been so very powerful. Yeah, Gaming, they've gone in for a half buy. Of course, they have max round loss bonus brimming to the fullest, but you know what the other worrying statistic is here, Scrawny? They've yet to get a single plant on their T side. They've just been shut down.
It's a damning stat. K-Serato gonna get wreck-9'd. Vinny, patient angles as he does. Doesn't have to force the issue. He knows he could still walk away with the big multi-kill spray, but a player gets close and he still takes him. Tatizen left in tatters. RCF battered and bruised. Up in the apps, he will fall. That's a double up for FURIA. 14 rounds to 7.
What started really quite close at one point, Yeah Gaming were leading 4-3 and then 5-4, and you're thinking, okay, we got a game on our hands here, and then suddenly FURIA just step it up a few notches. This CT side though has been flawless, it's been pristine, and Yeah Gaming have just struggled to really get any kind of a stranglehold. At times it does feel like they're a little bit indecisive on these pushes. Like 2 players will push in one by one while the rest of the team sits and watches, but that is exactly what they were looking for, the opening pick. It doesn't feel like many of these opening duels have gone their way on the T half, so can they finally convert one? Can they at least start to get some success on the T side? Dumois is keeping them in this as he trades out with Art, who did pick up Tatizen. Yuri now changing positions, going towards Shadow, looking into ramp, but it's very much a split and pick approach from Yeah Gaming, and they are going to get the rewards of RCF. Drilling on to K-Serato, but his teammate has fallen next to him. But with all this time score and he's still on the clock, they can just have a very quickly pushed approach onto the B side, and they already have Dumois who's clearing out market. He knows B side is open.
Yuri gets up cat instead. They're not going to contest market whatsoever. They're going to forfeit it, knowing that the timing here for Dumau was possible. So he gets nothing so far. Doubles back into their expectations. Trade frag from Yuri, looking to find that bomb carrier. Also separate. A bit of a transition spray, delayed effect, and no result. Yeah, Gaming have lifted the curse. They didn't get the bomb plant they've been hoping for, but they did get a round win. The first of their T side, Vince. Better late than never.
Absolutely, man. And we saw that even when they were up against it in the first half, you give them a chance. You break down the economy of FURIA, and I do have faith that Yeah Gaming can string a few rounds together and at least make this one a little bit more close. force FURIA into a bit of anxiety. Some missed shots in middle from Art's gonna cost him at least 52 of his HP. And he goes out for a wide swing, shot onto IDK and pieces out of there. Again, the aggression of Art shining through, but he goes for one too many peaks and gets punished from his opposite number, RCF.
Dropping incendiaries towards the palace where nobody actually resides. 3T is by their time in spawn, looking to focus more so on ramp than anything else. They'll leave Doom out in mid, and if Vinny's not cautious, that barrel could give him away. But he keeps it tucked in. In fact, very tucked. He doubles back through market. And now we've got that flurry of smoke grenades over the top of the A ramp. Henny looking to hold the line, misses his second shot. And it's RCF trying to reconnect with his sniper. There goes the bomb. Confirmation, it's the commit, and it all goes to shit. They shut it down. Vince, it looks so easy for FURIA at times. Domau's going to be able to lurk out through smoke, but so be it. Henny did everything he had to. 3 kills added to the tally as he faces the front side of A ramp and just locks it down. We saw him drop a couple shots, but look at this sick flick.
It's just classic, isn't it? It pretty much sums him up in a nutshell. Missed 2 or 3 sitters, land one of the craziest shots that you've ever seen. And FURIA now have to try and stave off this real mixed buy from Yeah Gaming, including a scout, a MAC-10, Galil, a couple of AKs. Double AWPs still for FURIA as they look to try and lay this one down sooner rather than later. Art aggressive in connector, goes in for too many peaks, gets punished by Tatterzin, but Henny perched up on top of the toll booth is going to rain down some pain. RCF counteracts with the AK-47, showing his hand from the ramp side, and it's going to be Serato answering back. It's just blow for blow, but this will favor FURIA. Eventually, RCF and Dumar are going to have to counteract if they're going to keep this 1-for-1 streak going, and Dumar is going to be joining his teammate up through ramp. They only have a Molotov. They have no smokes to cordon off one of these areas. RCF somehow survives, pivots around and takes down Vinny. It'll be a post plant, but Yuri is making moves in Palace, and they may not realize this. They did toss their Molotov into Palace, but are they going to check it afterwards?
Oh, this could be such a trap. Serato, he's looking to wrap back around from CT spawn. Look at him just getting the attention called over, trying to really set up Yuri, in my opinion, but Dumau seems to know. He's got a sense of the situation, cuts it down to now just Serato. 1v2, sees the head, goes for the labored spray, and a reload needed before he commits, but time was of the essence. 6 map points to go, 6 match points to go, in fact. Does FURIA still sit pretty on 15, Vince? But yeah, is giving us something to talk about. And I think that favors this, right? I mean, in terms of this match, it seems like it's all over. If you were a gambling man, you would bet that FURIA could finish this off. But we still have a week of Counter-Strike where Yeah is going to have to show us what they're made of. And so it's nice to see some success here and there. Fast's an easy headshot to kick this one off. Henny's not able to trade despite him sprinting in to force the issue. 1 round away from Maui Snake's expectations.
I think they're exceeding a lot of people's expectations after that first map to even get towards double digits. And keep in mind, they have the first pick and FURIA onto a force buy with a very lackluster arsenal of weaponry. They have picked up a couple kills in quick succession. Vinny and Henny both chipping in with a CZ and a Deagle respectively, but IDK locking it down from mid, spraying in, eviscerating oncoming CTs, and getting, that player advantage one more time. They're going to look to try and capitalize onto the B site. They need to be wary of Serato, who has the AK. His spray not on point, nowhere near good enough to deliver any fatal blows, leaving Henny 1 versus 3 stuck in market. He gets finished off, and Yeah Gaming, they're going to get 10, but they're also going to break FURIA's economy. So this should turn into more. This should get much closer.
And I'm all for it. 100% on board. At any given moment, you know that FURIA can just pull out some sort of magic and just evaporate what's left. The small chance that Yeah Gaming can force this into OT, keep the series going, keep the cameras rolling. It's all doable. It's just unarguably unlikely. We'll wait and we'll see. Mag 7 on Art. We've seen him do damage with the solo AK. This one a bit more stunted, I'd say. Still, if they walk into him on Catwalk, we know that buckshot does damage.
Oh, this Mag 7 could be a heartbreaker for EA Gaming, make no mistake, if they walk into it. But it seems like they're going to bypass any of that slippery, dangerous slope. And Art has been put 6 foot under. IDK splatters him, fast in, cleaning up onto the side. And it seems like it's going to be without any casualties, which is good for EA Gaming's economy. They can build up those AKs and AWP. FURIA, of course, have their eyes in the next round. But with Art actually going in for a full purchase, it may very well put him down onto something a little bit awkward come the end of this round. They don't have max round loss bonus here, FURIA. So that could be a potential chink in the armor that EA Gaming can try and exploit. Yuri is just biding his time, trying to pick up a weapon or a kill. He does take down Dumas. That's not a horrendous effort, all things considered. But EA Gaming, as anticipated, pick up an 11th. And now collectively, they have 13 rounds. So they have exceeded expectations.
Most certainly so. They've done it. But it's not over. That's the beauty of it, you know. Like, as jokes aside, you know, we wanted a close map, a close match in general, and we weren't getting it. Now we have it. Let's give it the respect it deserves. Yeah, Gaming are not going down without a fight, and that is a hard thing to do in the face of FURIA. They try to go for a boost here towards A ramp. It gets smoked out, iced out, and they have to reconvene, looking to instead move their feet and pieces over towards mid. Perhaps they've already got 2 players there. It's Fastin solo Palace. IDK to the base of Connector, smoking and sectioning Art off from the rest of his team. A flash goes through it, but he doesn't just yet. Oh, and RCF won't see his head until now. He misses the shot, and the MP9, it's going to do enough. Further damage, and here comes Art off of the flashbang, trying to clear corners. IDK shuts that down. Back into the 4v4. Yuri, he's going to trade as fast and gets a bit of success folding over towards the A site. Flashbang falls back. Doesn't want to die to the guy in Connector. Yuri, so good at damage and danger assessment, but he doesn't have anyone to bail him out. Tadazin, swinging off of Palace, gets the man advantage.
Okay, Serato and Vinny, no grenades between the two of them or kits. They don't have to deal with a post plant just yet, but there's 40 seconds. Yeah, Gaming taking their sweet time. If they walk out in this angle, Vinny could have both of them, but he moves at the worst possible moment. K Serato 1v3 has been put down, and yeah, Gaming taking us one step closer. It's going to be another likely save from FURIA. So they could actually take us the full distance, potentially overtime on the horizon.
Do you believe, Vince?
I do now, absolutely.
Excellent. That's what we want. Just don't be disappointed if it all falls through, because we know it takes one round, one big play, one B-Apps rush perhaps. Oh, and K Serato gets the Deagle kill. That's the MP9 thrown back down. Art's gonna juggle some guns closer towards mid. How do they get him out of position? The B site has completely fallen to the favor of Yeah, but inadvertently, Vince, now they're boxed in. That MP9 and AK can come back through apps as they also have market control. Check out the bomb carrier. He's scared, and he has a reason to be, but IDK, he deals with one of the biggest threats. The AK's gone down, and now Tadazin finding map control elsewhere just leaves the double Deagle left, and it's not going to be enough. FURIA, they will give Yeah Gaming their 13th round. 2 more to go.
Yeah, that was looking sketchy, wasn't it? Like kind of walking through the shadow of the Valley of Death, but he had RCF as his shepherd, I guess, and was able to get that bomb down. K Serato, okay. No, he's still in this one for a few more moments at least, and he goes down, but he at least is going to make Yeah Gaming sweat that one out a little bit more, give a bit of anxiety, raise that blood pressure, but there is no mistake that FURIA's own blood pressure collectively has got to have skyrocketed. It went from being just cruise control to very choppy, tumultuous waters, and they have got to get the job done. If they concede again, they're looking at a pretty shabby force buy going into a potential overtime. Yeah Gaming's momentum is off the charts.
Hell yeah. Op up close, misses the shot. He's blind. Tadison, big entry. I love that they don't shy away from that underpass play. 2 players pushed it last round, and they tried to call that out. Henny had to hit that shot if he wanted to keep himself standing. Now we have completely split, and Henny, he's looking to do it all. The A site has fallen. It's a 2 versus 1 over here towards B. K-Serrato, patient as ever, tries to play back behind bench, but Dumao with 26 kills now in regulation gives cover as Tadison puts in that bomb. Look at the health. 21 and 16 on Vinny and Henny respectively, and Dumao's just gonna chill inside the smoke. He doubles it back to maybe hold Cat. Vinny eyes up through market, just waits for his 2 teammates to get into better positions. How are they going to trade? Oh no, they've gone at the same time and Dumao takes them both. This one's going the distance. Vinny backs off and take their 14.
That's unreal. I thought this round was done. You just saw so much carnage at the beginning. And Gaming push out onto B site. They get those frags where they really count. And as you nailed it, really, on that rotate, on that retake, it was a 3v2, but collectively there was 137 HP for FURIA and 173 for Gaming. So that man advantage meant nothing. And you saw them line up on short. Dumar just put them in their place. And what a performance he's having, by the way. 28 frags to his name. There's more players, though, that are all performing on Gaming that were just absent on Inferno. It's great to see them step up. And here we go, the 30th and potential final round if FURIA can get it done with a lackluster bye.
Oh, he's right there. He's right there inside the smoke. K-Serrato, he's going to move forward, gets the headshot. 5v4, Vinny ready. Like a landmine inside of Connector. Don't tell me they played with the heartstrings of just to shut them down on 30, Vince. Don't do it to me. Not like this.
I think they may have just done it to you, but I will say, Scrawny, to put a bit of hope and optimism out there to any fans and anyone that wants overtime, we have seen them dig their way out of similar situations to this before, but this may be a bridge too far. As the bridge crumbles down around them, FURIA are going to get the win. But Gaming, you have my respect. That was a lovely comeback. And they took FURIA, one of the world's best teams, the best Brazilian team, the distance, and took them as far as they could go.
Look, this is what I take away from the situation. Inferno, it may have been their map pick, but honestly, they clearly look better on Mirage. And I think that may have come down to having anticipated FURIA going for that. Whereas you may think you're good on Inferno, but FURIA's grenade usage on Banana was such a key piece to their success that you can prepare for that. You can prepare all you want. There's nothing quite like actually having to play against it. And it just spelled disaster for the side of However, this second map bounce back, that's what leads me to believe they still have something to offer in this group. And this group continues today. Our first best of 3 comes to a close with the expected result. And of course, we'll have our analysts after a brief break to unpack all that we just saw.